And welcome everyone to another episode of Love Up or Shut Up, right here at AngryMarks.com. My name is Peter H. I'm joined once again by my co-host from Omaha, Nebraska, Stevie J.
And he swears to me that this is the best he's sounded all week.
Yes. Even in Canada, even our flus kick ass.
Don't laugh, you'll cough.
We've got UFC Fight Night, UFC on ESPN to talk about Kattar and Chikadze in the main event at the Apex in Vegas.
I'm pretty sure it's Chikadze, not Chikadze.
Chikadze, okay. But we've got news as well. But Stevie, we have to talk about this card. As of this recording, there's 8 changes to this card.
Yes, card subject to change is not just a euphemism, it's the truth.
Now, some fights have been moved to next weekend's big UFC 270 pay-per-view. Some fights have been rescheduled for Fight Night 201 next month. Some have been changed due to injury. And there are rumors that a few fighters have been pulled at the last minute because of COVID-related issues. So, as of right now, we've only got 9 fights total, 4 on the prelims, 5 on the main card. I guess they've juggled the lineups here a little bit. There is a 10th fight as well we'll get to. The main event on ESPN is an interesting fight at featherweight. It's not a main event fight. It's not a pay-per-view main card fight, I don't think. I think this is a fight that could be the main event of a prelim on a pay-per-view, but it's definitely a fight night pay-per-view. A fight night main event. What do you think?
I think it's a quality fight for shaking up the featherweight division. You've got to have some kind of way for people to advance to the top, and the winner of this fight will certainly get a boost.
Yeah, number 5 against number 8. I mean, Kattar's last fight, he got beat by Max Holloway by decision. No shame in that.
No, and not only is there no shame in that, there's no shame in any of his losses. Zabit Magomedshapirov, Renato Moicano, he's not getting beated by bums, and the guys that he is beating are really good. Andre Fili, Shane Burgos, Ricardo Lamas, Jeremy Stevens, Dan Ige. I mean, Kattar is ranked number 5 for a reason. He's right there in the mix.
Now, in my notes, I actually wrote down tougher than shoe leather because this was the fight of Holloway's where he set the record for most strikes. But he didn't win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to be tough to take that much abuse from Max Holloway for 5 rounds.
Yeah, Calvin Kattar is a tough cookie. But he's facing an equally tough cookie in Chikadze because he hasn't lost a fight since 2018. And in that time, he's beaten some pretty badass dudes himself. Edson Barboza, Cub Swanson, Omar Morales. You know, he's not beating bad dudes. Every time he wins, the level of competition has gone up, and he's getting his toughest test yet with Calvin Kattar.
And he's a former Glory kickboxer.
So you know his strikes are crisp.
Crisp is one thing. I think when you've got Glory kickboxing on your resume, that's a different level right there.
It certainly implies that you should be striking in an elite manner. You shouldn't be a poor striker and succeed in Glory.
No. I want to be selfish, and I want this to go I want this fight to go to the distance. I think Kattar wins this in the second round. I don't know why. I just feel that Kattar is going to do something not unexpected. It's hard for me to say. Like, when I wrote this down, I scratched it out and put it back. I I think Kattar's going to win by KO. He's going to catch him with something in the second, whether it's
Hey, if you can knock out Ricardo the Bully Lamas and Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens, I think you can knock out a glory kickboxer too.
you ever see those, not double knockouts, but when the guy goes for a massive leg kick and just before the leg kick lands, he gets knocked out?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking happens here.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see Chikadze setting up a roundhouse kick of some kind, and right before it lands, bing!
The co-main event on this card is Caitlyn Chikugian against Jennifer Maia.
Yes, another fight with ranking implications. Chikugian, isn't she number 2 at flyweight right now?
Number 2, and last month I think she was in the top 10 for women's pound for pound.
Yep, and Maia is number 4 in the division, so you could call this a number 1 contenders fight if you were so inclined.
You could. I mean, there's definitely some very. This is for not Maia. I'm thinking of
Valentina Shivchenko.
Shevchenko. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Right, Shevchenko. Sorry, everyone. It's been a rough couple days. Yeah, Shevchenko. She's getting to that point where a few months ago we were talking about what would happen if she fought Nunes. Like, we were looking at that fight as, these two dominant champions, but now Nunes got beat. Champions get beat. It happens. But Shevchenko, she can still go on a tear here, and I don't think she's been exposed yet, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I hear you.
Nunes has gotten exposed, so...
Yeah, Nunes has had some bad fights in the past, and had a bad one her last time out as well.
So, I mean, when you're looking at this Chikugian Maia fight as a number 1 contenders fight, Chikugian, I mean, to be both in the top 2 rank in the division and also double down on the women's pound for pound rankings, you're doing something right at the right, like, you're peaking at the right time.
Well, it's probably just about time for her to peak at the right time, because she's had some peaks and valleys in her career. She's lost to Jessica Andrade and Valentina Shivchenko and Jessica I and Liz Carmouche. So it's like, you know what? Time for her to go on a little bit of a run.
I love the fact she got beat by Valentina, but then she beat her sister in the next fight.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Back to back. One was February and one was May. They were only 3 months apart.
But, I mean, we talk about great nicknames. We talk about, some names are better than others. I don't think the person who gave Chikugian her nickname...
Blonde Fighter, that's not a great nickname. That's like Dean of Mean Jardine. That's not good.
It's like me saying, I'm tall.
Yeah, Peter Tall Canadian. That would be a hell of a nickname.
Ooh. Maia, though, is someone you do not want to...
Maia's a shoot-a-box fighter. You don't want to mess with her.
We talked about shoot camp, last week or 2 weeks ago on this show?
Yeah, with Wanderlei Silva. Those people train in a different way than other training camp people. They train in a very relentless manner.
Now, the problem with Maia, and I think this is something we're going to watch for, because, yes, this is a rematch. Yes, Chikugian won the first fight, but Maia missed weight. She's missed weight more than once at this weight class.
Mm-hmm.
So, wondering if she misses weight a third time in the UFC at 125 in a big...
I don't know if she can stay in this weight class if she keeps missing. She's gonna have to move up to 135.
And that's a shark tank right there at 135.
Well, guess what? That tank got a little less full because Misha is moving down.
I heard. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder, is it easier to lose weight for Misha, or is that born out of necessity?
I'm gonna say 6 of one, half dozen of the other, because she probably recognizes that she's not getting back to a championship fight at bantamweight. but she probably also figures that she can be faster and stronger at a lower weight class, given that she's getting a little older. Taking a few pounds off might help her. It could go either way.
All right, so let's move on to Brandon Royval and Rodrigo Vitorin. This is where
Unturin.
the card kind of takes a left turn after this here.
Well, Royval's good. He's the number 5 guy at flyweight, so it's not like he's a scrub.
I'm not saying scrub, but if you're a casual fan after the college football championship and you're, oh, good, we've got UFC back, I would have put more names on this show, even though it's on ESPN. I would have put a couple bigger names on this.
Yeah, but they were saving a lot of those for UFC 270, so this can't be helped.
That's true.
I mean, at least it's a ranking fight. It's the number 5 and the number 7 guy in the flyweight division. What more can you ask for?
Well, I will say that Royval, he left his job as in the juvenile justice system after one of his fights. So he left a well-paying job, or I guess a job that he obviously had to go to extra schooling for to I guess chase his dreams. So
Concentrate on MMA full time.
that's kind of cool to see that.
But the dividends have not been there because he lost to Brandon Moreno and he lost to Alexandre Pantoja. So is that really paying off for him?
Well, maybe.
I guess this will be the proving fight. If he loses 3 in a row, then maybe go back to that job.
No, he's young. He's only 29.
Well, he's young enough to learn from his mistakes then.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting fight. I mean, I don't want to say, back against the wall or anything like that, but you've got.
I mean, Bonturin's not in much of a better position. He's lost 2 of his last 3.
Yeah, but it's only. That win was against Matt Schnell, and he missed weight for that fight against Schnell as well. So
right. He's lucky he won that fight, because if he had lost that fight and missed weight, they would have cut him. That would have been his 3rd loss in a row. And you miss weight, you'd be out of there.
Yeah. So that's house money at that point. Basically, you're playing to keep your job at that point, right?
Yeah, he was fighting to keep his job. So he's lucky right now to be in this position.
Now we've got Jake Collier and Chase Sherman at the heavyweight division, so we got some big boys up next.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no rankings or anything on the line. This is just a fight.
And then Bill Alijo and Joe Anderson Brito round out the main card.
Also, just a fight.
Now, as far as the prelims, we do have some named fighters here.
Yeah, Charles Rosa at lightweight fighting TJ Brown, and Court McGee at welterweight fighting Ramiz Brajmash.
But the main event of the prelims is Jamie Pickett and Joseph Holmes.
I guess that's fine, but I mean, what has Jamie Pickett done in his last 3 fights? He's lost 2 and he went to a decision. That's not a main event guy.
Now the problem is as well, there is a 10th fight that I'm not sure where they're going to put it on the card yet. The original fight, now I know I'm going to butcher this name, I apologize.
Brian Kelleher and Kevin Kroom.
But the original opponent was not Kevin Kroom.
Who was the original?
Said Yakub Karamanov.
I think that's Sajakub Kakaramanov.
He is withdrawn due to undisclosed reasons, so they brought in Kroom at the last minute.
Well, let's see. Kroom is, what's his current record? 21-13-1. So he's over 500, but he's not doing too good in his last 3 fights. He won 1 was a no contest, and 1 was a loss.
The TJ Brown Charles Rosa fight was supposed to be TJ Brown Gabriel Benitez, but Benitez pulled out in short notice. That's why Rosa came in, and it's happening at lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to get Muslim Sakov and Michelle Pereira. That got pushed. Actually,
That
Saikov,
was a main card fight, wasn't it?
yeah, I think so. Saikov withdrew for another undisclosed reason. So they are putting Andre Fileo against
I think it's
Pereira.
Philo, but go on.
That will happen next weekend.
Yeah, UFC 270.
There was a fight with Clayton Rodriguez against Zakuru Adashev.
Yeah, Adashev.
Rodriguez tested positive for the H3N2 virus, and
Influenza, the flu. He got the flu.
Adashev had an injury, so they just scrapped the fight.
That was a good decision.
Joaquin Buckley and Abdul Razak Al Hassan got pushed. That's the fight that got pushed to next month.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Yoder against Vanessa Demopolis. Yoder's pulled out another that's going to be the thing of 2022. It's going to be
Undisclosed reasons. Just like Kay Hansen and Jasmine Jadavicius.
Yeah, but the Demopolis fight will now be against Silvana Gomez Juarez, and that will be next weekend.
Mm-hmm. And so will the Kay Hansen fight.
Yeah, so
they're loading up UFC 270 quite a lot.
But the undisclosed reasons, a lot of them for the same reason, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, well, put on your speculation hat. What would be the reason? There's a problem, but due to medical privacy, we can't tell you what the problem was. Yeah, I'm gonna say COVID.
I'm gonna say Omicron strikes again.
Deltacron.
Vince Russo has struck again.
Deltacron.
Oh, no, please, no. The Flu-Rona, the Deltacron.
Deltacron.
Like a Transformers villain.
I know! That's what I love about it. It sounds like a planet that eats robots. Deltacron.
Let's move on to the news, and one of your favorite fighters, Stevie, is now in Bellator, Justine Kish.
Yeah, well, that's a good move for her.
That's, they haven't announced when she's going to debut, but that's a hell of a sign for Bellator, I'm not going to lie.
It is. Congratulations.
Showtime Fighting Championships is going to make its debut February 11th in Florida. It's going to be Jacob Kilburn and Lucas Alexander in the main event.
All right.
So another fighting promotion that's running out of Florida these days. So, I know you said we're going to see what happens about booking fights in the future, too far ahead in the future. It was almost like you're putting your chickens before they hatch type of deal.
Yeah, horse before the cart, chickens before they hatch, whatever.
They've added a fight to the UFC show, Fight Night on February 26th. How about Rosenstruck and Tybura?
That would be a great fight if it takes place.
That would be a hell of a heavyweight fight because, Rosenstruck and Tybura are two of the more
seasoned heavyweights.
Entertaining?
And entertaining, too. They're both really quality heavyweights.
Now, UFC 272 in March, if we're going to look further down the calendar.
And get more and more unlikely that these fights will take place, but okay.
I can't remember the last time I've said this, if I've ever said this, but this was announced on OnlyFans. Can't make this up, dude. Kevin Holland and Alex Oliveira.
Which one of them has the OnlyFans account?
Holland.
Oh, Lord.
Can't make this up if you try, dude.
I don't want to know what people pay him to do.
Nope, that's a different podcast.
Yep.
I did not know this, but February 19th, Bare Knuckle Fighting is going to have the debut of Chad Money Mendez.
Well, that's probably about the level of relevance he's at.
He's going to be facing Joshua Alvarez at 155.
Good luck.
I
And I mean that sincerely to anybody who competes in bare knuckle fighting. Good luck.
Yeah, I still don't understand why there's a market for it, to be honest.
Because somebody decided to do it and people will pay to see it. That's why.
Now, this one is way ahead in the future. Looking April 9th, UFC 273, Chan Sung Young against Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot can change in 3 months.
A lot, yeah, a lot can change. That's
Injuries, COVID, both.
it's going to be quite the next 60 days. I know people are saying that this latest variant is going to start dipping down again, and it's going to look a lot like we're going to get the cases are going to drop down. But the last news item I really have this week, I put it up on my Twitter earlier, or it was yesterday actually. Now I think about it, when I was convalescing, March 5th, and I pray this fight happens because I want this fight to happen so much. Jorge Masvidal.
Who's he fighting?
Colby Covington.
Yeah, you know what? I would just love to see Gamebred give him a knee straight up the middle. Just rinse, lather, repeat what he did to Ben Askren. That would be so sweet.
Oh, 100% agree. It'd be, amazing. There was a stat, and when I see stuff online and I try to share it, if I see it on Twitter, I'll try to retweet it. Caitlyn Chikugian, if she wins by decision this weekend, and this is a weird stat, she'd be the first fighter in UFC history to reach 10 octagon victories without a finish.
Wow, that's a hell of a stat. I don't know if that's a flattering statistic, but it is one that's notable.
That is something where it shows that you are trained to go the 15 minutes or longer. It shows that you are willing to stretch somebody out. And if a finish, you're not looking for the finish. You're looking to not punish, but it could be a string of bad luck. It could be.
Now, how did this become her statistic and not somebody like, who am I thinking of that used to win every fight by decision? John Fitch. How is this not John Fitch's stat?
He won every, fifth fight or fourth fight by tap out.
Yeah, but that was the thing that people used to hold against him so much was, oh man, I don't want to watch Fitch. Every fight goes to a decision. And my response to that was always the same thing. If you're the guy fighting him and you don't like it, do something about it.
You said the same about Askren.
Yeah, and I meant it too. It's like, this is what the fighting game is all about. If you can't stop the other guy from taking you down and humping you, then that's your problem, not his.
Yeah, no. It'll be an interesting night of fights, and then next weekend we've got the pay-per-view for UFC, and the week after that, UFC is off, but Bellator comes back. So if all goes according to plan, we've got MMA for the rest of the month going into February, and at the end of the month we've also got the Royal Rumble. So it's weird to say that the Royal Rumble's on a Saturday, so it will have direct competition with, I think, Bellator, if I'm not mistaken.
And it'll have competition from my apathy for the entire thing.
But I mean, why one wrestling promotion would traditionally moves their pay-per-views to Saturday.
You're asking for logic in anything that WWE does anymore?
No, but do you think UFC or Bellator do you think UFC is going to changed the name to, what is it? Premium, what was it? Premium, they've changed the wording of pay-per-view now.
What was it? A live special event or special premium? What?
Premium live content or something.
Oh shit! It's such stupid WWE speak. What does WWE call pay-per-view now? I'm gonna actually type that. See what Google says.
It's so lame. It's so lame. Premium live event.
Yes, premium live event. That just came back on my search results.
It is the lamest thing. You don't think UFC would do that, do you?
They're not that stupid.
Well, no, probably not.
No, UFC actually understands that if you're paying $60, $70 to watch something, you're buying a fucking pay-per-view. You're not buying a premium live event.
Actually, they've increased the pay-per-views. I think it's $74.99 now.
Oh my god. That's why I don't order UFC pay-per-views like I used to.
I mean, if you want to have like the big show in June, maybe once a year, have it like a once a year tradition of $74.99 for a big super card, I get that. But that's not the case.
Well, they gotta make their money somehow, and they'll stop charging that price when people stop paying it, and so far they haven't hit that mark. This is one of those things where I would refer to Dave Meltzer, because he's the one who's been saying it for years, that they'll stop doing it when people stop buying it, and so far, the more they raise the price, the more people buy it, because somehow that translates to people thinking it's a premium product, so they'll pay more.
Yeah, well,
there's got to be a breaking point, but we haven't hit it yet.
On that bombshell. Thursday night AMP, what's the plan?
You know what? Let's not even call it a wrestling podcast anymore, because it's not. Like, once every month or so, we might talk about wrestling. Other than that, we're just going to talk about sci-fi and do what we want.
What was last week's? I missed it.
Last week, everybody was either absent or had COVID, so I actually did a wrestling show for once.
Oh my god, and my phone didn't ring. Damn it.
Yeah, it was my good friend Slappy Squirrel, aka Hagen Kirk. He and I talked about day one.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And believe it or not, I actually enjoyed that premium live event. I didn't expect to. I had very low expectations going into watching it, and I turned it on and I thought, you know, considering how low the bar is for me with WWE these days, that didn't suck. Like, watching Brock Lesnar just start out a House of Fire in the main event, and then disappear for a while, and then come back House of Fire again at the end, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm actually kind of into Brock Lesnar as the champion right now. Not that I wanted to see him pin Big E, but hey, it works for me.
Yeah, I think for when I watched it with my friends there, we do sort of like, not alternate commentary, but I can guarantee you the commentary we were talking about during the match was much better than what was at the broadcast table.
Yeah, that's like the one weakness of a WWE pay-per-view or a premium live event or whatever the fuck. I said this on Twitter while I was watching. It's not many people that can make me appreciate Byron Saxton, but Pat McAfee, congratulations.
There's a trophy. When you talk about like British TV, I always think of that. I know it's a British movie, but there's one line that I think really fits. It's like, let's just go to the Winchester and let everything blow over.
Yes, your favorite zombie movie.
Yes, Shaun of
the Dead.
Well,
that is a funny fucking movie.
Oh, hilarious. For Stevie J, I'm Peter H., the Hardcore Canadian. Thanks for listening. As I always say, never leave it to the judges. Good night, everybody.
See ya.